Herschel Walker did another one of his weird events. And if you're wondering why I cover him so much, at this point, so first there were huge stories that were critical to the political story of the day. And now it's like each new piece of news that breaks, I just have to cover because it's too much of a meme at this point where he's just constantly, stepping on the rake and it hitting him. Or what's another example of that? Shooting himself in his own foot. And so I kind of just got to do it for the laughs and the giggles. I do think at this point, Raphael Warnock will win, but it was super close. At one point, Walker had a lead, so it was a crucial race that could decide the power standing in the Senate, which would be humongous. Now, after the abortion story, I think it's looking worse for Herschel Walker, but we will look at polling once it eventually comes out after all this news broke. So we have an event to look at a couple moments from where a few other Republicans were stumping for him. And then I want to discuss the new breaking news that this is crazy. His ex-girlfriend who, revealed to the Daily Beast that he paid for her to get an abortion. And then he went, I don't know who that is. And she said, well, that's hard to believe because I'm the mother of one of your children. And he goes, I still don't know who that is. And she's like, oh, really? And then she told the New York Times that he actually encouraged her to get a second abortion. And that's when they broke up because she didn't want to get a second abortion. And she ended up having that kid, one of the children of Herschel Walker. So we'll discuss that in a second here. But first, from this bizarre event where, again, Tim Scott and Senator Cotton are stumping for him, he tells a story about cows and bulls, and I guess making kind of a grass is always greener argument.
So I've been telling this little story about this bull out in the field with 6 cows, and 3 of them are pregnant. So he got something going on. But all he cared about...
I will say, Herschel, if anyone's good at recognizing when something's going on with one male being impregnating a lot of female beings, it's Herschel Walker.
Is kept his nose against the fence, looking at 3 other cows that then belonged to him. Now all he had to do is eat grass. But no, he thought something was better somewhere else. So he decided, I want to get over there. So one day he measured that fence up. And he said, I think I can jump this. So that day came where he got back. And he got back, and as he took off running, he dove over that fence, and his belly got cut up onto the bottom. But as he made it over on the other side, he shook it off and got so excited about it. And he ran to the top of that hill, but when he got up there, he realized they were bulls too. So what I'm telling you, don't think something is better somewhere else.
True that. Profound stuff there from Herschel Walker. And then he talks about how they're using pronouns in the military and they should be doing push-ups and sit-ups.
Think about it. Pronoun in our military. How do you identify in our military? This is war times. What happened to push-ups? Sit-ups. Because I can tell you right now, China, Iran, and Russia not talking about pronouns. Hey,
what's funny? That point about he said, I think China, Iran, and Iran and Russia aren't using pronouns. It's funny because in the lead up to the Russian invasion of Ukraine, and right when it started, a lot of people said, "Oh, the woke stuff on the Ukrainian side is going to prevent them from being able to fight the big, strong Russian military that is not woke." And then that is not how it went. Now, the wokeness in the military, they're using pronouns, blah, 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 blah. All of this talk of this being the biggest issue in the world isn't true. One guy came out who was in the military and was talking about how, why are people saying this? No, the focus is still what it's always been on. We're doing our normal operations and doing our normal trainings and all that type of stuff. Occasionally we'll have like a don't be racist to training or something. But it is an obsession. And I genuinely believe this idea that the entire left is just consumed and all we're thinking about is what pronouns you're using is so dishonest. because you can see it. One of the things I think is important is how are these social conversations manifesting where it matters? Not that cultural and social conversations don't matter, but where are you really going to see this in the realm of power? And the reason why I spend so much time talking about the radical right wing is because it's manifesting itself in the realm of power significantly. The president of the United States, being super anti-democratic, all of these Congress members, the Marjorie Taylor Greenes, the Lauren Boeberts, who actually have their hands on power and represent a very radical part of our country. And then I'll get shown like some story of some person who claims to be on the left who has like a very silly understanding of a particular topic. And it's like, why aren't you talking about this? Because yeah, forever and always there's going to be people in their little niches doing their little things. I don't really care. I care about how things are affecting our country on a significant systemic and power level. And that's what I think covering politics should be. And then they also misunderstand the not super radical parts of the left and pretend that it is super radical. So understanding that, yeah, people for a very long time have used pronouns and we're just asking that you use the correct ones, whatever it is not as radical as they may think. But anyways, as I told you, here's the story that we'll see the full extent of the story have to get answered, and they very much avoid the question, the two people who were stumping for him. But first, an update from the New York Times. A woman who has said Herschel Walker, the Republican Senate nominee in Georgia, paid for her abortion in 2009, told the New York Times that he urged her to terminate a second pregnancy 2 years later. They ended their relationship after she refused. In a series of interviews, the woman said Mr. Walker had barely been involved in their now 10-year-old son's life, offering little more than court-ordered child support and occasional gifts. It's crazy that Herschel Walker is still trying to deny he even knows who this is. Okay, either you got a bunch more children that you haven't told us about, or you know exactly who this is. And then again, as I mentioned, Tim Scott and Tom Cotton getting asked multiple times about the abortion story generally and trying to avoid it the best that they can.
Take firm anti-abortion positions, that you have a woman coming forward saying that he paid for my abortion?
You know what people are taking pause about? They're worried about they've been able to pay for gas. They're worried about who Raphael Warnock is. He acted like he was this moderate guy. Look, here's a guy that he's head of a church, and they kick people out of the church for being just a few dollars behind the writ. Here's a guy that abused his wife. He doesn't stand up for anything. He's voted for abortion up until the moment of birth. Raphael Warnock has. He's voted to make sure if you're a pro-life healthcare worker, you have to do abortions. That's not where this state is.
So what do you say to people in your own party? What do you say to people in your own party who are concerned about Herschel Walker's past, some of these allegations that have been coming out? What do you say to those in your party who have concerns?
Herschel Walker's led the dream of this country. He's come from the ground up from a small town with no money. He's worked hard every day. He believes in this country, and that's why people are going to vote for him.
Have you had conversations with him? Have you had have either of you had conversations with him about these latest allegations?
Raphael Warnock and the Democrats want to make this about Herschel Walker's yesterdays. Herschel Walker wants to make this about Georgia's tomorrow.
What about his son?
And right now, Georgians are hurting. They're facing runaway inflation. They're facing a crime wave and a drug death epidemic. Herschel Walker will make a brighter future for Georgians. Yeah. Raphael Warnock will continue to be a rubber stamp for Joe Biden.
Okay, so there we go. Not wanting to answer the question at all. And I just wish someone would be honest. Do you genuinely take issue with the fact that for years we've heard Republicans say abortion is murder, abortion is murder, abortion is murder? So you're saying that you're able to look past someone being a murderer, or at least aiding and abetting and funding a murder in your eyes? Not a murder anymore, ladies and gentlemen, when it's Herschel Walker. And then this is so random to attach on this story, but I saw it go viral within reference of this story, because they were saying, listen, Herschel Walker, bad father, Trump, bad father, at least that's how it appears. And it seems like Republicans keep choosing these leaders who are bad fathers and then go after Joe Biden for his relationship with his sons or whatever it was. And if you remember, Fox News revealed this audio that was supposed to be, big bad audio revealing that Joe Biden was in communication with Hunter Biden about X, Y, and Z. And in it was this moment that was just so sweet that went really viral. And it's going viral in relation to this track record we're seeing of bad fathers within the Republican Party, where they're like, ha ha ha, Joe Biden, ick. And it's him being super, super sweet to his son about his drug problems. So I'll just play this for you.
Dad, I called to tell you I love you. I love you more than the whole world, pal. I gotta get some help. I don't know what to do. I know you don't either, but I'm here no matter what you need. No matter what you need, I love you.
Wow. Again, that was exposed by Fox News at one point in time when they're trying to make the Hunter Biden story the center of everything. And it was Joe Biden reaching out to his son who's dealing with all these drug addiction issues and saying what a father should say in that situation. You need to get help, but I'm here for you. I love you. So looks like for the party that talks about family values this, family values that, they are not even living up to their political nemesis, Joe Biden, on that one.